All right, the higher low has held. We talked about it basically on Tuesday. You can check there to say, listen, we came at a pivotal point. We didn't know if this was a higher low, a lower high from this point, from here, and here to roll back over. We see that it held, broke above this high, and is continuing up. Okay, got to be really cautious because the volume is very light on the way up, and that doesn't mean that it stops, but it's just something to be cautious about, that it's still grinding. And if you looked at the intraday action, it was pretty sloppy. This is a 5-minute chart, and you can see that it was very, very sloppy. Very, very hard day to trade intraday. Some people might say, well, that's why I don't trade intraday, but still, you want to see how the price action moved up. And you see how this one came up, grinded sideways. Kind of just want to see some better price action. And that's fine. I mean, it closed at the high of the day, but again, the volume is what I'm looking at, and it doesn't mean that you instantly say, "Listen, it's going to roll over" or anything like that. No, I'm not. I'm not one of those people that's going to say that, because 2013, majority of the year, people were talking about low volume, and it kept going up and up and up and up, and they were bitching about volume when, listen, at the end of the day, your broker's not going to tell you, "Oh shit, it went up on low volume, but you ain't gonna get paid." It doesn't happen like that. So again, this was an aggressive trade, and you might go to break even on this trade and just see where it goes. Again, my target would be, I'm looking to make this money, so my target would be to get to this 199, eventually it's 200 level on the SPY. It's low risk. The risk was not even $2, about $1.30 or $1.20. And you're already up from this high, the break of this high. You're already up $1.60. So that's pretty good. That's 1-to-1 so far. So if anything, if you're like, listen, I'm gonna roll it to break even, is worse is that I get stopped out, but I don't lose any money. That's fine, because again, the volume is something to be concerned of. QQQ volume is declining, but again, we had the same situation. Spoke about it on this date to say, listen, we get a break. This is a pivotal thing. I want to see if it broke below, we would roll low. It broke above, it breaks up higher, and it gapped up, stayed up, and went strong. Again, the intraday price action, you can see, is just grinding. Like, there's no type of saturation. It was just grinding all the way up, and that's what happens on these lower volume days. I would not be looking to chase any breakouts. Again, I would not be trying to get in this position, because again, if I'm looking to get my 3-to-1 or 2.5-to-1, and I get it, up here, well, then my risk ratio is hosed, and then people blame you about chasing and shit like that. IWM didn't really do much today as far as price action, but you can see it had some movement. Out of all the indexes, probably had the most movement intraday if you were playing that. But again, you would be playing the ranges. I'm not good at it. Some people are good at it. I'm not good at it. Okay, I know what I'm good. I know what my strengths and my weaknesses are, and I play that accordingly. What the probably is. There's people that play that, and that's great. There's people that I never knock what people trade. Okay, there's people that trade penny stocks, and they do successful. They're very successful. There's people that trend follow that are very successful. There's people that swing trade that are very successful. There are people that trade the fundamentals that are very successful. It's all on the temperament of the trader and what you feel the most comfortable with. This is something I'm sharing with you guys on what my method is. And again, my method is not the end-all method, and I would never be the person to tell you that. But you just find your method and you go with it. But going back to this chart for the daily, we can see that the volume is really, really decreasing. Yesterday was a hard trading day. Today was another hard trading day for intraday guys. You got the DI, the diamond. Diamond, same thing with the higher low, but you can see this volume is so low, and that's what's causing these intraday, moves to be so it's just. In hindsight 20, it's funny how trading is. Hindsight always looks like, why didn't you just buy here? Why didn't you just buy here? But when the price action is just so shitty, where it goes and grinds in, comes back, grinds in, and then you get a little. I'm not gonna play this. I'm already going, because I'm not gonna waste any time trying to chase, and I want to get nice trending stuff. Okay, we saw pretty much the same thing happen. We had a nice run up, and then it just looked like they turned the markets off on us yesterday. Some names that are moving well. Apple is moving pretty well. ended up at the top of the range. Let's see, look at like a 30-minute. Yeah. So it's still just grinding up, and again, I would be rolling my stop up, and again, 95.12 is actually the entry that I got in. And it's still paying. I mean, it's paying. It's up $1 something, almost $2. But it is what it is. Again, I would not be buying it now. I'll tell you that. And there's no way in hell I'd be buying it now, because my target is actually above this. I think it's going to get to 100, and I posted my forecast based on that. Netflix, again, I'll be rolling up my stop to better than risk free. The entry was here. The stop will be around 35, so I'm kind of locking in some profits. The volume has really dried up. My forecast is basically above these levels, but we'll see what happens and what goes from there. Google, we see let's see what the intraday action is. So again, it broke up to pretty much close to the high. You see it faded, and then again, this is hard price action. The trade is just not moving, and these are the times that you got to just tell yourself, I'm not going to force a trade because I'm not getting the price action I want. And if you have a system, actually, this is a really good time to test your system, to test if your system is going to keep you out of a trade, because anybody can, when it's trending and moving well and everything is going well, everybody can have an opportunity to make money. That's when you hear the most. But to truly test your system is, will it keep you out of the chop? Will it keep you, I mean, of course, emotionally, you're going to tell yourself, my system get out, but can you, again, sit on your hands and say, I don't get any trades for today? But also, will your system not give you a trigger when it's this way, when it's just from here, when it's just trading something like this, when you're trading something like this, or if you're trading something like this, is your system going to tell you, you know what, put the brakes on, I don't see anything? And that's a key thing. And I suggest all you try to back test and really see how your system works under the shitty environment of being, in a choppy range versus, it's just a huge range day, or you're in something like this and it's just trending up. All the systems are going to be pretty much doing that, but it's when it's to save you through the shit is what you want your system to really do. Tesla, again, Tesla is a great move. I'm not in this one, but it pretty much, the buy from here, or maybe even the buy from here, if you really were aggressive regarding buying that, based on it layering, coming back, layering above these. This is what we like, layering on previous highs and bouncing off. That's good stuff. So we'll see what happens. And again, there was 2 low volume days, which made the intraday stuff really hard to trade. So we got to see how this one works out. So again, we'll see if they turn the markets on, or if everybody's going to the Hamptons by 11 o'clock. So again, take care.